Good evening and welcome to our special report. Tonight, we turn our attention to Canada's East Coast, a region synonymous with a rich fishing heritage that spans centuries. But as we look at the state of the industry in 2025, a complex and troubling picture emerges. The once bountiful waters are now a focal point of environmental, economic, and social challenges that are testing the resilience of coastal communities like never before. From the rocky shores of Newfoundland and Labrador to the picturesque harbors of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, the men and women who make their living from the sea are facing a perfect storm of pressures. The first and perhaps most formidable challenge is the undeniable impact of climate change. Ocean temperatures along the Atlantic coast have been rising at an alarming rate, disrupting the delicate marine ecosystems that have long supported commercial fish stocks. Species that have been the lifeblood of the fishery for generations, like Atlantic cod, are struggling to adapt. We're seeing traditional fish populations shifting northward into colder, deeper waters, moving farther away from established fishing grounds. This forces fishers to travel greater distances, burning more fuel and increasing operational costs, all while the fish become harder to find. Conversely, we're seeing an influx of warmer water species, like black sea bass and squid, appearing in areas they were rarely seen before. While some see this as a potential new opportunity, adapting to these new fisheries requires significant investment in different types of gear, new knowledge, and the development of entirely new markets. It's a massive undertaking for an industry already operating on thin margins. Lobster and crab, the economic powerhouses of the modern East Coast fishery, rely on calcium carbonate to build their shells. Compounding these environmental pressures are ongoing economic struggles. The cost of everything, from fuel and bait to insurance and vessel maintenance, has skyrocketed. For many independent fishers, these rising operational costs are becoming unsustainable. We spoke with a third-generation lobster fisher from a small community in Prince Edward Island who told us his fuel bill has nearly doubled in just the last 3 years. He's now questioning whether his children will be able to continue the family tradition. The global market is also presenting new hurdles. Increased competition from international aquaculture and fisheries, coupled with fluctuating consumer demand, creates a volatile pricing environment. One poor season or a sudden drop in market price can be financially devastating for small-scale operators. Then there's the issue of regulations and quota management. The Department of Fisheries and Oceans, or DFO, is tasked with the monumental job of ensuring the long-term sustainability of fish stocks. This often means implementing strict quotas and fishing season limits. While these measures are crucial for conservation, they are frequently a source of intense conflict and frustration within the fishing community. Fishers often feel that the scientific models used to set quotas don't fully capture the reality they see on the water. They argue that their traditional knowledge is being overlooked and that policies made in Ottawa don't always translate well to the diverse conditions of the Atlantic coast. This has led to a deep sense of distrust and a feeling that their voices are not being heard in the halls of power. The ongoing disputes over the indigenous moderate livelihood fishery have also added another layer of complexity, highlighting unresolved treaty rights and creating social tension in many coastal communities. Beyond the environmental and economic woes, there is a profound demographic shift happening. The fishing industry is aging. The average age of a license holder on the East Coast is now well into the 50s, and there are fewer young people entering the profession to take their place. The work is physically demanding, the financial risks are high, and the lifestyle can be isolating. Young people in coastal communities are often drawn to more stable, less arduous careers in urban centers. This graying of the fleet, as it's often called, poses a serious threat to the future of the industry. Without a new generation to pass the knowledge and the business down to, who will fish these waters in the decades to come? The very social fabric of these small towns, which have been built around the rhythms of the fishing seasons for centuries, is at risk of unraveling. But amid these daunting challenges, there is also a spirit of innovation and adaptation. The fishing industry on the East Coast has always been resilient. We're seeing a growing movement towards sustainable and value-added practices. Instead of just selling raw product, some fishers and processors are creating new, high-value products like premium canned seafood, smoked fish, and ready-to-eat meals. Technology is also playing a bigger role. New sonar and GPS systems are helping fishers locate stocks more efficiently, while advances in gear design are reducing bycatch and minimizing environmental impact. Some are experimenting with ropeless fishing gear to protect endangered species like the North Atlantic right whale, a critical step towards ensuring the fishery can coexist with marine life. Collaboration is also key. We're seeing more fishers' associations working directly with scientists and researchers to conduct collaborative studies, combining traditional knowledge with modern science to get a more accurate picture of what's happening beneath the waves. This cooperation is slowly helping to rebuild trust and create more effective management strategies. Furthermore, there's a growing recognition of the importance of diversifying local economies. Communities are exploring new opportunities in aquaculture and ecotourism, leveraging their beautiful coastlines and rich maritime history to create new streams of income that can supplement the traditional fishery. Looking ahead to the remainder of 2025 and beyond, the path for Canada's East Coast fisheries will not be an easy one. And for consumers, it means being more conscious of where our seafood comes from and supporting the fishers who are working to harvest it responsibly. The story of the East Coast fishery is more than just a story about fish. It's a story about people, culture, and a way of life that is deeply woven into the identity of Atlantic Canada. The challenges are immense, but so is the determination of those who call these coastal communities home. Their future, and the future of this iconic Canadian industry, depends on the choices we all make today. It's a critical moment of transition, a time that will demand resilience, innovation, and a shared commitment to ensuring that the bounty of the Atlantic can be sustained for generations to come. Thank you for joining us for this special report. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth stories on the issues that matter. We'll see you next time.